The effect, we'll take the effect on the victims, the effect on the family, and then we'll extend it to the effect on the society. One key effect is the fact that they could easily get depressed. It can push them to depression. They could start having suicidal thoughts and tendencies with hallucinations and a whole lot of other mental disorders. It could distort their sleep cycle. They could either find it difficult going to sleep, or they could find themselves sleeping extensively for long periods of time easily. They could have problems socializing. They always want to find people who relate with their group. People who smoke, people who abuse drugs. They always want to look for that particular cycle. They are not interested in mixing with the other crowd that they feel would be judgmental to them. They develop this low self-esteem. They feel less than their peers. They feel less than other people because they tend to judge themselves for abusing drugs, but also realize that they cannot stop it. Dependency. It's one very key strong effect on the victims of drug abuse. They could be so dependent that they could go to the extremes just to get the next supply of their drugs. Some of these drugs are steroids that would depress the immune system. Some of them, the route of administration of these drugs would be the gateway through which they would actually get this infection. And every other disease that will be associated with the transmission process is perfectly en route for them to actually get. And they will suffer the consequences of the diseases that will come afterwards. And ultimately, death. Now, the effect on the family includes the financial burden. Imagine having someone who is a son, a daughter, a father, a mother that is an addict, with the family trying to come in to save this person, to salvage the situation. It will cost the family. When you also talk about the social problem, there is a stigma that will be attached on the family. When it comes to the adhesive nature of the family, intra-family relationship, it could also put a strain on the relationships of those families. And the effect on the society and the government at large. Most of these people would form a pool of those that are homeless. And then the government now have the added responsibility of entertaining miscreants that are actually on the streets, not just because of financial problem, but because of the fact that they are addicts. The violence on the society, it's something that it's an effect, a negative effect on the society, because accident, these people when they go to drive, they cause unnecessary accidents for other road users. Driving under the influence could portend a whole lot of danger on the society. It's an added burden on the government financially. If you look at the money that is going into trying to control these illicit substances and regulate the other prescription drugs, you get to see that a whole lot could have been done developing other economical and beneficial aspects.